Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name's Michael.
My name's Sean.
How are you, Sean?
Good. Michael, how are you? I left the door open on accident.
That's all right.
That's
My family's more than welcome to listen to this very insightful conversation we're about to have.
They'll have to listen to it twice.
Oh, no. Yeah, because they all support me.
They all
throughout the week.
listen to it, right?
You know, we get 30 listens a week, roughly.
Yep.
Just put that out there.
Yeah,
You
put
know,
that out
Now
there.
that the listeners know.
Yeah.
That's just one guy 30 times.
It's 1, 2, 30.
But I have 4 family members at home. That's like... And what do you have at home listening?
At home, well, my
Not even
family's
listening.
6 in total, including me. So what?
Okay.
5?
So there's half our listens.
Yeah.
each
family.
episode.
Just family.
I know my brother listens. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah. I was going to say, he messaged the Instagram account with a screenshot of his Spotify Wrapped.
And we'll be number 1?
And we were his number 1 podcast.
Yes, sir.
Might be his only podcast on Spotify.
That's okay.
But...
Same with Clinton. Clinton was up there as well.
Ollie,
and
Ollie
Ollie
too.
as well.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah. So, Michael, let's address the elephant in the room. You got your hair cut. Yay!
You seem a lot more excited.
We haven't
about
talked
this
about
than me.
hair in
No.
in what? Remember you said it last week?
I said it. So I had been secretly tracking how long it had been since Sean had brought up haircuts on the podcast. It's usually every episode at least.
At least once an episode.
But he had got to. This is the 4th.
This would have been the 4th.
This would have been the 4th episode, but I got a haircut today after growing it out for about 9 months.
It was about, did you just work it out?
I don't know. It was probably about that.
It was it was,
It was
around a year.
pre-lockdown. So I would have got a haircut pre-lockdown this year, and that was June. So I was like pretty due for a haircut, and then lockdown happened, so I couldn't.
It was long before lockdown because I remember you telling me before lockdown you were growing it out.
I was thinking
you
of
were
growing
like, I'm growing
it
it out.
Yeah.
And it was long, but like, yeah, because I walked into the door today and I just noticed straight away, and I was like, it's short.
It's short.
It looks so much better.
I feel like a different person. You know, I went to the shops after I got a cut.
Yeah.
And I walked past the freezer aisle.
Yeah.
And my God, my ears.
Oh, does it feel weird?
Like just at the bottom where there's not much hair.
Yeah.
And like around the ears, it felt cold. And I was like, oh, I don't like it. It feels like someone's whispering.
When I shaved my
ears
head-
with a cold breath.
Like a month or 2 ago, it was the same thing. You were like, oh, my head's cold.
Yeah.
This is weird.
You don't realize it. Oh my God, though, the towel after I have a shower, way less wet. Because I don't have to dry all the hair.
Dry it out.
Yeah.
It looks so much better. Did you get so you went to the barbers and you cut it. Did you look in the mirror and were you like, why did I ever have it long? Or was it like,
Oh, yeah. Probably about halfway through, I was like, God damn, it looks so much better.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
because
I didn't mind my long hair.
Yeah.
I did. I thought it was okay. But I don't know. I suppose it's the same whenever you get a haircut kind of thing. Like,
it's just like,
you just always think you look immediately better.
when it comes to hair,
You look clean. That's the thing. You
so
look
much
clean.
better.
Yeah.
And it's like when a lot of other people see the other sides of the hair, like back, front, and sides, you don't really get to see that. You only get to see the front. So it's like, oh, it looks good from the front, but people see it around the other sides and they're like, oh, it looks okay.
And so now it's a standard, a little bit longer on top,
Just
short,
it
short
was just
sides.
your normal hair.
Yeah, just a regular haircut.
What'd you ask for?
I just said, mate, 3 to 4 on the sides, blended into a longer top, maybe about half the length of what it is now.
Yeah.
Which was still, it ended up being a bit shorter than that because it was too tall and too long.
Yeah.
So he brought it down a little bit, but I'm
It's
really
still
happy with it.
Decently long.
I'm really happy with this haircut, Sean. Ask me where I got it.
Well, so you went to the same place. A couple episodes ago, talked about how I went to the really bad place.
Hey,
where I
I'm
got
just
my
gonna
haircut.
close the window before you.
So you went to the same place I went to,
Yep.
and I said I had the worst haircut I've ever had, and
Yes.
you obviously really liked it. So you really liked it, but I'll tell you what's hilarious was before we started this podcast, someone put up on like did you see that?
Living in 2234. So I was going to
Yes.
say, I came home
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, looks good. Where'd you get it done?
Yeah.
I said, Menai Barbers.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, someone just posted about them.
Yeah,
Not
this
so
one.
good in Living in 2234.
That
Can I
one?
read it?
Yeah, you can read it if you want.
All right. So this is the, God, this is a bad haircut.
Yeah.
That looks like your head, actually.
Well, it probably would have been.
Is that not your,
show us?
look at that top view on the,
That
on the
does
right.
look like my
That
head,
does
but
look
it's
like
not
your
me.
head. Okay. So this morning I made a post in regards to my son's haircut. I would like to say that I went back to the barbers at Menai and met with the owner, Sam. I have to say he did an amazing job to fix up the disastrous haircut my son had received, along with giving me a full refund. He also gifted my son a $100 gift voucher. Really nice dude. Thank you. So this is like a recovery that
It's a recovery.
that the Menai barbershop did. So
Do you want me
they-
to try and find the original? I don't know.
Nah, I'm guessing it's just an unhappy review.
But see, like, it's still, like, it wasn't just me. And I still haven't posted up the photo of me. I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I really need to, whenever I walk past that place, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, well, I was in there and I think I got kind of lucky because there was a young guy cutting hair and he was doing the type of cut that just isn't suited for me. Right?
He's the one that did mine.
Okay.
Is he a bit?
No. So that guy looked like he was watching the other guys.
Yes.
Because he was still learning.
He was the amateur.
So the amateur was still learning. So
And he did mine and he fucked it.
Yeah, okay. Well, the other guy that was in the shop when I got there was getting a 0 fade, and that's like not what I do.
Oh, that's like something that I get.
Yeah. But yeah, that haircut just looked.
Well, which one did yours? I don't know.
It went forever. Like I was waiting for 10 minutes, still going, and that guy walked out like just before me.
Yeah.
And he was probably at least halfway through his haircut when I walked in. So that was like a 40-minute cut.
Yeah.
And it cost $25. He was a student.
Oof.
Which I get, like student prices cheaper.
That's not too bad.
But like
actually.
for hourly rates, you know, to like
hourly rates go,
that cut, it's like $25.
How much did yours thing cost? 30?
30. Yeah, just 30. Well, I was surprised because usually it's a bit steeper. They might have been dropping their prices because of complaints.
I think 30's pretty standard.
Yeah.
I think 30's the place I go to.
I was happy. Like, I don't care too much about my hair. Like, short sides, a bit longer on top. I'll grow into it in a week and it'll look good.
Yeah.
I can basically rock any haircut is what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
Honestly, I should go in next time and say, try fuck me up, fam.
Yeah, well,
You
they
can't.
can.
You can't.
They did it to me.
No, they can't.
They'll do it to you.
Not me. They can't do that to me.
They'll stuff it up. They'll find a way because they did it to me.
So, yeah, I enjoyed my haircut there. I think I got the owner, CM, maybe, because he was really good.
Yeah, okay. Because I've obviously been there a few times before they stuffed mine up. And
Yeah, okay.
the times beforehand have been great. But what's funny about that post that you read out is that the dude got a gift voucher.
So he fixed his hair and he got $100 gift voucher.
Why would you want to go back to the place that stuffed your hair up in the first place?
I don't think the voucher's for that place.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
100? What was it for?
Maybe just $100 to say like, sorry.
Oh, really? Because I thought it was like a refund for like the I think it's
Or is it? I don't know.
yeah, Menai Barbershop. It's the same thing. You get like $100 free like there. Why would you want to go back? Like if I complained about the hair and they fixed it.
Oh, well, it's an opportunity. Like as a business owner, you're probably thinking we can do a better job next time. I know it.
I understand.
So it's like, let's fix our reputation by giving him like 4 free haircuts.
If I was the customer, I just got the bad haircut, I'd be like, don't worry about the $100. I'm just going to go somewhere else from now on. At least that's for me. Like I wouldn't want to go back to the same place. I haven't gone back to that place ever since.
I would not want to be in an industry where you're affecting how people look.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. It'd be too stressful, man.
It would be stressful.
Like,
yeah. Some people are very passionate about their hair.
Imagine starting out as a barber. How do you, how
Yeah,
how do you like,
well, they have dolls. They have a lot of dolls.
Yeah,
And people volunteer to be,
they cut each other's hair and stuff.
yeah, like the people volunteer to be like that kind of stuff. I was thinking about being a barber. I'm like, that'd be pretty cool.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
Is
like more of just like a hobby thing. Like if a man needs a haircut,
Yeah,
I'll do
okay.
it for you. Not like go work in a shop kind of thing.
I know there's a TikTok account of a high school guy. I think he's Australian too.
Yeah, and they go to the bathrooms.
he calls himself like the high school barber. And during lunch, he brings his like little barber set and he does haircuts for all the boys in the bathroom.
That's hilarious.
Like, it's so like, and
a great
he
idea.
has not just his mates, but like obviously like the year 7s and then like the year 8s as well. And then like, you know, different age groups kind of thing, like coming in, getting a haircut off him. Like it seems really cool. Like
I saw one of them when they
what
did
a cool way to get famous.
the principal came in of like the school and he cut up the principal's hair as well.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. But yeah, I have seen that. But I was thinking about being a barber at some point. What are you writing there? What does that say?
It says
Oh,
Reddit.
yeah.
It says
yeah.
Reddit.
We'll talk about that.
I have a very funny Reddit post to share later.
But before we move on from the hair talk, what
Yeah.
made you? So you were talking about it was too long and it was getting annoying. That's why you cut
I
it.
just had enough.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like I said to you, like just before the podcast started, when you wake up in the morning and you're looking at the clock and have to account for like hair doing time, that's when it's too long.
It's too long. Yeah.
Well, at least for me. Girls do that every morning.
yeah.
But I just,
well,
I
it was
can't.
getting to that length.
Well, a lot of people do that every morning, but just not my thing.
I need like 5 minutes to do hair.
Yeah,
But
well,
like-
I want to be able to just get out of the shower, get a scoop of like whatever it is that I was using some
mousse.
like
Yeah, okay.
foam mousse
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, it was
It was when I shaved my head, I didn't need to use any of my stuff. So I was like, oh, I just have all this stuff that I used to use. Now I don't need it. But hey, that's good. I'm glad that you finally cut your hair. You finally listened to me. You went, hey.
Sean gave me a hug when he walked in.
I was emotional. I was about to cry. I was like, thank God.
I'd gotten out of the shower. I was still walking around with no shirt. And he's like, put a shirt on so I can hug you.
I was like, put some pants on,
Put some pants on, man.
Bring it in, brother. Nah, it looks good. I've always said it looks good with that
Thank
length,
you.
So.
Thank you.
But every guy has to experiment with their long hair. I did it. Everyone's sort of got to grow it out a bit longer. Yeah. But anyways, we'll start talking about hair. What else have we got there?
Spotify Wrapped. We mentioned it before.
Yeah.
And our lovely friends who put us on their podcasts, on their stories.
What does yours look like?
Were you surprised? Like no one else's, because I don't listen to music religiously. I listen to I come across a song in my Discover Weekly and I heart react it.
Cool.
And then every time I want to listen to music, I go to the top of my liked songs. I don't even have playlists.
Yeah, okay.
I go to the top of my liked songs and press play.
Yeah.
And so I'll go through periods where I won't add any songs and I'll listen to maybe 10 or 15 for 3 months.
Yeah.
And if you're in that 10 or 15, you're guaranteed a spot.
Probably going to be in my top.
You're guaranteed a spot in my top songs.
Yeah.
Except it was about a year ago, actually, that I had never been a Kanye West fan.
Yeah.
I had always listened to his new stuff that came out as I was going along and thought, this is dog shit.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow.
But
brutal.
Then my girlfriend Lyndall introduced me to the Graduation album.
Yeah, okay.
Which I had heard songs from it.
Yeah.
But I had never known it to be such a good album. And I've legit, sometimes I'm just in the mood for Graduation and I'll put on the Graduation album. So a few of my top songs are Kanye West songs.
Okay.
But great album.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't think there's a bad song on it.
No, it's a great album.
It's big.
It's like you said, you're like, what's that? And then you look it up and then you're like, oh, I know this song.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this song. I've already heard these songs ages ago, but they're all in sort of one album format.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, sweet. So they're all just
I didn't
together.
realize there was so much gold here.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if this is very true, but apparently whatever Kanye does is what the music industry does. They follow what he puts out kind of thing. Apparently, so does fashion now. Fashion follows the Kardashians.
Yeah, okay.
And then music follows Kanye. So when Graduation came out, it was it was almost like a new sound kind of thing. And then other hip hop artists basically picked up what he put down and ran their own ways with it. But whatever he does, people follow. I don't know if there's much truth behind that. I think I just heard it somewhere and I'm like, that's pretty crazy how influential he is.
Well, I'm not sure about now, but definitely back. He released an album called 808s and Heartbreak.
Right.
You know,
was that before or after Graduation?
It's after Graduation.
Right. Okay.
But that definitely had a massive influence on a lot of the music you hear now.
Right.
So it's very much like a hip hop, but more R&B sort of love and heartbreak sort of thing.
Okay.
What are the big songs on it? Here, I'm pulling it up. Heartless by Kanye West, maybe. If you hear it, you'd be like,
if I heard it, I would know. Yeah.
But a lot of new artists now reference that album as being Juice WRLD, all that were
that was big.
Yeah,
that was big.
Big influence. But you're right.
Speaking of Juice WRLD, I had no clue how many people listen to his music.
Yeah, he was number 3 in the world. Or
I had no clue.
He's dead?
Yeah, he's been dead for a year and a half.
Yeah, he's massive. He's huge.
He is huge.
Yeah.
But a lot of songs did come out with him as a feature after his death.
But he was
because he had recorded stuff. But
he just sort of blew up really, really big, and he literally died probably before he'd hit his prime. I reckon. Right. He sort of died and then he had so much more potential. It was ridiculous.
All the kids that I work with at school, all the boys especially, they're like, so do you listen to Juice WRLD? They all love Juice WRLD.
Did you saw him live?
Yeah. I'm like, I saw his last show before he died.
Before he died? I said it to everybody.
And they were like, wow, what was that like? And I was like, honestly, average.
It was breathtaking.
It was...
Get it?
Hey, man.
Because he died. I remember leaving that concert with you and I was like, that wasn't the best.
It wasn't the best.
Yeah, but hey, rest in peace to him.
It was okay.
But I wrote down Spotify Wrapped because I always enjoy seeing people's Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
I always really like seeing what people... I think it's a really, really good idea. I really like the stats and stuff. They have you listen to this song 136 times. You're like, oh, it's a lot of times.
I think last year I didn't care for it. I remember saying on the podcast, I don't care about people's Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
I don't care what mine is. I don't care. But I do see the value in like finding other artists that you don't usually listen to when you see them pop up on other people's stuff. So I do. That's about the only, like, I don't care for the most part, but I do find it a little bit interesting. It's all right.
See, it's happening. It's happening.
It's all right.
Yeah, but I do enjoy it, and I like seeing people's. But
we do have not so much gossip this week, but we do have a post from a listener. I might keep it. No,
what?
No, not a post. Sorry, we have a am I the asshole from a listener.
Oh, from a listener?
From a listener.
Did they send this in? Because I didn't see it.
I'm not exactly going to say.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Can we pause it and you tell me who it is?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, after a quick discussion, we're not going to keep it anonymous because it's very obvious who it is.
But we're going to do it later.
It's just Catherine.
Yeah, it's just Catherine. But we're going to do it later.
So, we'll do it a bit later. But, yes, last week, we did talk about, like, Reddit relationship advice.
We went through a few.
And we went through a few of them. And, funnily enough, I don't know if some of our listeners are Redditors, but there was an Ask Reddit that says, what's the worst post like surrounding relationship advice that you've seen on Reddit?
Okay.
And there's
you found
one.
And you said this is the funniest thing.
One of the top comments. It's not like it's not even terrible advice. It's just a funny story.
Okay.
It's a very funny story. I couldn't help but like crack up laughing the whole time reading it. So
I'm ready.
Oh, hang on. That's my camera roll. Give me a sec. It's in screenshots. Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready. Hit me.
Oh, so this was posted in relationship advice on Reddit. So this woman is asking for relationship advice from strangers.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this sounds weird, but here it is. My boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years. We met and started dating when we were both in graduate school, but I dropped out to go back to college to pursue a different career. We are both finished now and live together, making a fairly nice combined income. So they're in a good place.
Cool.
Okay.
Everything's positive.
Our income is relevant because we could afford to eat somewhere nice when we're out and about, but he always wants breakfast food. When he was a child, his dad couldn't stand eating breakfast type food in the afternoon or evenings, so his mum would make him waffles/pancakes, eggs and bacon in the evening whenever his dad was busy or out of town. It's a wonderful and safe memory for him, and it could even be said it's his happy place.
Okay.
My boyfriend is an incredibly nice and caring person. It's a little bit long, but bear with me.
That's okay.
I feel like this is going to be
good.
The payoff's good.
Yeah.
My boyfriend is an incredibly nice and caring person. He's emotionally tuned into everyone and recognizes arising issues a long time before they occur. He loves animals, is kind and gentle with every bug, bird, and pet that he comes across. He's almost always
Where is this going?
He's almost always willing to turn the other cheek in social situations where somebody tries to insult him or get more aggressive to him, and he usually winds up diffusing all these situations. Right? Except at Waffle House.
Okay.
So,
I understand. All right.
So anytime we're out, he wants to go get some goddamn. Anytime we're out, he wants to go to the same goddamn Waffle House to get breakfast food. I'm not a big eater, so I used to not really care. I would just drink a coffee and read my book while he enjoyed his food. But that became impossible once he and this one cook started chirping at each other every time we went there. My boyfriend complained about his eggs one time because we went there. One time when we went there, sorry. The boyfriend complained that his eggs were served hard while he asked for them a little bit runny. The cook responded by giving him scrambled eggs. When he brought it up again, the cook served him 2 hard-boiled eggs now. and I think it was just part of the cook's shtick.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
But my boyfriend wasn't able to laugh it off.
Oh, no.
When we left, he was in kind of a bad mood, but we didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
The next week, we were out getting some shopping done, and he wanted to go to the same Waffle House again. I suggested that we try out a different place, or at least a different Waffle House location, but he only wanted the same Waffle House. We went in and sat down, and once again, the same cook served his eggs wrong. My boyfriend sort of snapped at him, and he wasn't interested in messing around. He just wanted the correct eggs. The cook then served him a piece of toast with a hole cut out in the middle with an egg in it. That made my boyfriend really mad, which made the cook come around from behind the bar and my boyfriend throws the eggs at him, and the cook throws the eggs back and says, "This is bullshit," and walked out. Nobody got hurt, but a few other people in there were watching and laughing. The crazy bit.
Sorry. It gets more crazy.
It gets better.
Okay, understandable.
This is the crazy part. My boyfriend keeps going back and ordering eggs and getting into fist fights with the same cook.
The same guy.
So, sorry, the second visit, they ended up having a tussle. I think I messed up my reading.
Yeah,
but they ended up fighting.
Yeah, okay.
Like fisticuffs
full
out in the car
punch-ons.
park. Yeah. This is the crazy part. My boyfriend keeps going back and ordering eggs and getting into fist fights with the same cook. It's almost a ritual at this point. My boyfriend orders runny eggs, the cook serves him some other version of eggs, and then they beat the shit out of each other. I quit going with him after the second fight, but he kept going by himself. They're like Peter and the giant chicken from Family Guy.
Family Guy, yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. They're physically fought 6 or 7 times over this.
Wow, really?
I've tried to talk to him about it a few times, but he keeps saying it's a matter of principle. I've told him to talk to the manager or something like that, but he just waves me off. Apparently that cook hasn't yet made his runny eggs correctly. But it's like he spends the weeks learning new ways to prepare eggs in different ways to piss my boyfriend off. The thing is, we're getting married this summer. He's accepted a job in a new city, and it'll be easy for me to find work after the wedding. So we'll be moving away from his sworn enemy, the Waffle House guy. He hasn't yet been out since quarantine started, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's the first place he goes when restaurants reopen. But my main worry is this strange vindictive side of him I've never seen before that leads him to fight the same guy every week. The violence itself is an issue for me, but the violence itself isn't an issue, but the obsession over it bothers me more. Should I be worried that this was something that will continue into our marriage?
It's a lot to unpack there. That's hilarious.
Reading the whole thing, I was like, what the actual...
What do the comments say? It's almost like, I don't know if that's real
They're just screenshots from a Twitter post, but it was originally a Reddit post. I think it might have been taken down.
Oh, okay.
But
maybe it's not real.
Surely there's like
Surely it's not real.
I feel it must be real.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
hope it's real.
I hope it's real.
I hope
Let's
it's real
pretend it
too.
is.
I kind of get it. Like,
what, when you get your eggs wrong?
No. So sometimes, when you're with mates and like you have a little bit of a wrestle.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun to have a little bit of a wrestle.
Go to like an MMA gym or something if you wanted to fight people.
Yeah, but they don't seem to be like really beating on each other. It's more just like a little tussle and he gets pushed outside maybe, and then that's it. But he keeps going back just to like, no, I will win this battle.
I definitely think it's what he said. It's about principle. He wants his eggs done right, and he's not leaving. But like, what's strange to me is as if the place hasn't banned him from returning.
Yeah,
if they keep getting punched.
Well,
surely
the thing is, you'd think the cook would want him out because he has to keep doing this every time. But
maybe the cook also enjoys doing it.
I think the cook enjoys it too.
Maybe the cook enjoys it too.
So it's just got me wondering. Like
that's where I think it's fake. It's like surely you can't turn up to a place for the 7th time knowing that you've punched the cook in the back, like in the head. Like you can't keep coming back. But that's pretty funny.
God, I hope it's true.
I really want to know what the advice is to, like, if that's actually true, what advice do you give that girl?
See, the thing is,
make sure you cook him the right eggs whenever. You know what I mean?
I think it's like I'm in two boats. I'm either it's a really big red flag that he would like get so worked up in this tiny little thing, but it's also like kind of funny, and he hasn't shown any of this behavior in any other facet of life except for this. This Waffle House guy.
One Waffle House thing.
I just thought it was one of the funniest stories I've ever read.
I think it'd be hilarious. Like they're married. Oh, honey, how would you like your eggs? Runny, please. No worries, darling.
He's Pavlov's dogged himself.
Yeah.
So, like, now he thinks if he gets the wrong eggs ever, he has to fight someone.
He's got to fight someone. It's his own wife. Yeah. Oh, sweetheart, these are a bit hard.
It's Father's Day in the future.
Oh, sorry. Bang.
Here, Dad, I made you breakfast in bed for Father's Day. Oh, thank you, darling. You know I love my eggs runny.
What the hell is this? And just sucks his son in the mouth. and then it just keeps repeating. And then the next generation, his son, gets really passionate about
he learns
the way that their eggs are.
The way you respond to eggs is violence.
And then it just, it's violence. Just as soon as, just egg is just a trigger word.
It's very funny.
That's very funny.
Very funny. So I'm a teacher.
You are.
I am a teacher.
You are a teacher.
And teachers in New South Wales, I don't think it's Australia-wide.
What
I think
topic
it's just
are you talking about?
New South Wales. Workplace strikes.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So
Let's talk about
I guess you could say my workplace, like a lot of teachers in New South Wales, basically the award rate for like being a teacher hasn't gone up in the last few years at all. I don't even think it's been adjusted to inflation, but I might be wrong in saying that.
If it's adjusted to inflation, you should be getting a raise of like 2% every year.
Yeah, I don't think it's even happened to that. So
But
they haven't got
they're
a significant raise, and they're basically saying the work that's expected of teachers is too much for what we get paid. So like in reality, you have some teachers that go home and don't stop working till 9 p.m.
Yeah.
because that's what you physically need to do to keep up and be the best teacher you can be. And they're saying we need to get more money for that, or expectations need to be lower on us, kind of thing. And so they're striking.
Yeah, okay.
Now, for those of you that aren't students or parents, it is term 4, week 9.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
It is a week and a half before Christmas.
Yeah.
Public schools don't finish till next Wednesday,
Yeah.
but
So they literally have like
it's the
10
last
days
it's
left.
the last week of school.
Yeah.
Hardly any kids are doing work. You ask the kids now, it's like they've finished all their exams, they've done their yearly exams.
Yeah.
They know nothing they're doing is contributing towards grades.
Yeah.
They just have to behave themselves. But if they're not doing, it's really hard to get kids to do work at this stage.
Yeah.
Like as a teacher, I'm myself speaking.
Yeah.
And so like, if teachers strike, it basically means jack.
Yeah.
Like,
Makes
we're
no
not
sense.
we're not walking out in the middle of the year where reports need to be done,
Yeah.
or year 12 HSC kids like need to go over content. HSC's done. Like what? We're not standing on much ground other than the fact that we're not going to go to work.
Yeah.
But if you strike, you don't get paid for it.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't really get why they've decided to do it now.
Are you
I know
in
that
the strike?
I know that recently. Well, I'm not technically part of the union. I haven't.
Okay.
I just hadn't.
Right.
I hadn't got around to joining, and because I'm going overseas next year, I thought, why would I join for a workplace I'm only going to be in for a month? So I fully support everything they do. Although a lot of the strides in union, like the union made for teachers' rights and like workplace kind of
Right.
workplace, no, not rights, like conditions. All that like ground was broken like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot has happened in the last 20 years in terms of like the unions, but they're really good for like supporting you. And if you get into any legal trouble, so say an accident happened in my classroom because I've got kids on machinery,
Yeah.
then they would provide legal help for me
Yeah.
for, you know, whatever I pay them, like $30 a fortnight.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Something like
have
that.
like a
So-
weekly fee or whatever it is.
I'm a fan of what they do for the most part. I like the idea of unions. I don't judge anyone for being in unions.
It's just
Unions are actually really good for like the common worker.
unions are great.
Bosses hate them because
Yeah.
it means that
Yeah, they're like don't
means-
join a
it
union.
means that
And
they
it's
have
like,
to- yeah, it means
because
that
you'd love me for
it gives
not doing
it gives the worker power basically.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, why strike now? You know, it's
yeah.
term 4. I guess the strike is a response to the ask for a wage not being fulfilled, ask of a wage increase not being fulfilled.
Yeah.
And that only happened recently, which I get. But why wouldn't you
wait? And
why wouldn't you wait till first day of school next year?
Yeah.
Be like,
that would really
like,
throw things out.
all right, second day of school, we're going to get all the kids back, and then we're not going to come in.
And then we're not going to come
And
in.
we're going to stay there like that. Because the way strikes work is that you strike until negotiations are finished and you get what you want, usually.
That's usually how it works.
But it's like, it's last day of term. Everyone's about to go on school holidays.
It
man.
definitely makes
I don't-
no sense.
I don't. Maybe
As-
there's a reason that I don't understand, but I don't really get it.
As a past student, this time right now was the most detrimental, not really detrimental, but it just makes no sense. going to
You
school.
don't do anything
You're
at
like,
school.
you do your
Yeah.
final yearly exams and you're in year 8 and it's like,
Yep.
the teacher's just like throwing a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you like play sport or something instead. Like there's
Yeah.
just no point up until, and like you said, just makes no sense really. It's still an inconvenience, I guess, but you could make it more of an impact, like you said.
Yeah, why not wait till
So,
next year? I don't really get it.
Clearly we're not strike experts.
just
Maybe
something.
there's something we're missing.
Just something. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should join the union and find out.
Maybe you should. Tell you what's stupid, Michael.
What is?
Car horns.
Why don't you like car horns?
I just think they're really dumb.
I don't like that they have one tone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I understand, like, there's definitely a specific use for them. Say a car's backing up and you're behind him. You got to be like, oh, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, like, beep,
you're
beep.
at a light and they haven't moved yet. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh. But I was in our big shopping center, Miranda, a little while ago. I think last week, and it was packed. It was busy. And I remember I was going out and there was basically just a one-way out.
Yep.
And then there's parallel parking on the left-hand side of this sort of like driveway out of the shops. And someone was parking, so I couldn't go. I was stopped. So I was stopped, waiting. And someone all the way back there just honks their horn while we're in traffic.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. It's like, how is that helping?
Oh, that made everything go faster.
Oh,
Thank
you know what? I forgot that I can go now, even though there's a car in front of me. Like, what? I was like, why are you honking your horn? This makes no sense.
People definitely don't use them effectively.
People don't.
I would say.
Like, there's just minuscule like scenarios where I'm glad it's there, but like you said, there should just be more sort of like
Should be more option. Three buttons.
like
or
3
something.
buttons, like a loud one, maybe like a warning one. I don't know, or like a recording of your voice. There's something like that.
There's a Mark Rober video where he does exactly that.
Yeah,
he makes
I've
3
seen
horns.
that. But as if they haven't like done that yet. It's so easy just to like.
I think it's because it's like a safety thing. It's like a universal horn just means warning.
Warning.
It either means like
people would think too
warning.
much and be like,
it's
oh,
like it's either like
okay.
warning go, or also like you can't have people looking down to see which button they need to press to warn someone of danger. So you just smack the middle one kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know.
Thought,
I would presume it's a safety thing that they can't just put 3 buttons down. But God, I wish it was there. But or maybe like a pressure sensitive one where if you really smacked it, it would sound angry. If you like just lightly tapped it, it would go like beep beep beep.
Or like even like a thank you beep. Like, you know, when someone like lets you in and you want to be like, oh, like, you know, thanks. Like a little polite one instead of having to like wave or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, thanks, mate. Like on the way out. You know, that's all.
You should tape like a forearm and hand to your back window wiper.
Yeah, it goes,
so that when you
that's actually pretty funny.
You pull out, or when someone lets you in, you just wave the back window wiper hand.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cute.
Yeah. Well, we've all been in scenarios where you're in traffic or something, and like someone's done something really nice and they've let you in. You have to be like,
thanks, mate. Yeah,
having a sweet little. But like, if they, like you said, a 3-button one, maybe like one of them's a big one that's like
even just 2.
Even
2
just like
is enough.
you got the middle one in the middle of the steering wheel,
yeah,
and then you have 2 on the sides, like where you put your thumbs. Basically, you can have one that just goes, you know, more of the polite one or whatever, and then I feel like more you use it, the more you'll be like, oh, this makes sense. But I just feel like I know Tesla's at one point said you could like change your car horn, but I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me, but
it might be a safety thing. Because I know Teslas have to, I think they've had to in the past, like, change their system a little bit because, like, the road regulation office in America or whatever were like, no, you can't do that in a car. It causes a whole lot of issues. Like, you know, just because you're self-driving doesn't mean, the driver had,
in a way.
Yeah.
I still just think the whole idea is just a bit silly.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, the way people use it is what's, I guess, also the bad part.
I've never understood in movies where there's a traffic jam in like New York City, beep, beep, why everyone's beeping. Yeah. Like, is that actually a thing that people do? I can't believe it. Because I've never been in traffic. Well, yeah. I was like, but like, how often do you experience that?
Yeah, not often.
I've never experienced that in a traffic jam in Australia.
That's what made me go, you dickhead.
Yeah.
I've been in scenarios where you've been cut off and I'm like, I can't be bothered honking my horn. It's too late now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes it's past.
Sometimes it's like,
you're so focused on not crashing or like, you know, quickly putting the brake on that the horn is like a second thought. Yeah. It's like if it's not that serious of a situation, you're almost more likely to press it. Yeah. But if it is a serious situation,
you won't press it at all.
You won't press it because you're so focused on staying alive.
Maybe, I'll tell you what they should do is that if when you slam the brake really, really hard, it automatically sets it off. So like, so if you like, is it problematic like that? That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's like a kangaroo or something. And he's like, "Thanks, mate."
Thanks, mate. No worries. Yeah, but like I said, sometimes I just don't even use it. I remember one time
I don't use mine very often.
I was going to uni, and I was driving basically up this hill, and it was like 80 kilometers an hour. and this guy was behind this truck and pulled out right in front of me. And I had to slam right on the brakes really, really hard. And I had people in the car. I was this close to running up the back of him. And he went away. And then by the time I like had to, because I think I stalled because I was using a manual.
Yeah.
By the time I stalled him, he was gone. And I'm like, my friend was like, why didn't you honk? I'm like, I was too busy trying to keep you alive. Like I couldn't even do it. You know what I mean? I was like,
hey man, why didn't you get angry at him?
Okay, how about you die next
Sorry,
time?
man. Sorry.
But yeah.
Let go of the wheel, hold that honk.
Me.
Out of principle.
Yeah.
This isn't your issue.
Yeah.
That's their issue to get out of the way.
And have you ever driven a car where the car horn's just weak? You know
doesn't
what I mean?
hit right.
Just doesn't hit that tonal anger that you want. You know what I mean?
It's too high pitched.
Like the car
it sounds
I drive.
like a baby screaming.
My black has a little meep.
I want a horn that's just just yelling.
It's like that noise you make when you're really, really like frustrated.
Yeah, it's
like an
It's so
inconvenience.
loud.
Sorry,
That's all
bad.
right.
But yeah, it's like a real inconvenience.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
you annoying little. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you mother.
Yeah, just you swearing.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't swear. I'm not going to do that. But
I
yeah.
just want mine to say, "You beta cuck."
Yeah, you made God. I remember I was picking up a friend of mine from his house, and I honked to get him out or whatever.
Yeah.
Comes out, and his dad texts him and says, "Sean's horn is gay." And I was like, "Damn it, he's
Wow.
right," because it's really weak. It's a really weak horn.
Not the
I was
gay
like,
people are weak.
I'm really insecure about it. When you pick up a friend, do you honk the horn or do you message them?
Usually just beep.
Usually just beep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't care to message.
I'm getting into more of a habit to message. 'Cause
Right.
I feel like some people.
It depends
especially when it's
depends how
late.
late it is. If it's
True.
before 7,
Yeah.
I will honk. If it's after 7,
So
I
the
will.
honk's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
And I find when like you're picking them up and there's people out front of their lawn and you
Yeah.
just randomly beep, they're probably
Yeah.
like, "Why are you beeping at me?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm just trying to
No,
get
yeah,
someone."
true.
So this
I
is
won't.
why-
I won't honk if there's other people.
if there's
outside.
other people around.
Yeah.
That's why you get, if there's another honk to pick someone up. It's just a noise of, "Hey, I'm here."
I tell you
It's, like,
what,
really loud.
these cars that now connect to your Bluetooth, is there a system
It's a
where they're already
speaker
that,
announcement.
or there's a button that sends a message to a person
Yeah.
that you're already picking up?
Yeah.
So it's like outside. You don't have to text. You can just press a button.
I've used my like
You
Siri before.
you got 3 buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
One, the big horn in the middle,
Big horn in the
a
middle,
friendly horn,
friendly horn. The
and
text,
the third one
text
is
a friend,
text your mate.
and a fourth
that
one
you're out
going,
the front.
the frustrated one.
Yeah.
It just comes up with like a dial of like all these different horns you could use.
I want you imagine it. So I want to set up my car, right? You know when you in the modern car, there's those little orange symbols on the side mirrors that pop up when someone's in your blind spot.
Yes.
I want that system. That system that sees if you're next to someone.
Yeah.
I want there to be one that senses if you're overtaking.
Yeah.
And in the car it says zoom.
But it's your voice.
It's
going,
your
zoom,
voice.
zoom.
When you first start the car.
Yeah.
It's like when you get a new phone, you got to set your voicemail.
Yeah.
When you first start your car, it asks you to set all these voice
Yeah.
settings.
It's like, now
Set-
give me, what
set-
would you say if you got cut off? Oh, fuck off. It's just like, it senses when you get cut off and it goes, "Oi, fuck off." Something like that. See,
would be
like,
good.
see how much
Yeah,
better
that's-
this is
that's
than
funny.
just the one
That's funny.
horn.
Yeah.
Surely there's got to be an expensive car out there that lets you just like chop and
has to
change
be.
things.
There has to be. All right. Wait, what time are we at?
We're at 40 minutes, my bruh.
Oh, 40 minutes.
Why? What do you got there?
Okay, well, I was going to do the Am I the Arsehole from Catherine.
Oh, is it like long?
Oh, it's not that long.
Okay.
No, we can wait.
No, let's do it now. Well, actually, quickly, do you want to tell the joke that you have written down there?
Yep.
And then we'll continue. Go
So
ahead.
Lyndall and I the other day,
Who's
the
that?
other, just
Are you okay?
just to get like, I completely messed up my words.
Yeah.
This is the joke.
Okay.
I was going to give some context, but
You know what? Just
doesn't
hit it with
She
us.
doesn't deserve it, really.
Oh, wow.
It's so good,
Okay.
but it's also
So
terrible.
you think it's funny?
I think the punchline is like top tier, but I think the setup needs some work. But this is how it was said to me. Where do bathrooms get their oxygen?
Can I guess? I don't know. Okay.
Toiletries.
Yeah, Lyndall, that one's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie.
At the time,
But
both of us couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes.
I tell you what,
I thought it was genius.
Really?
Yeah. Or the way it wasn't just said like that. It wasn't random in conversation. We were talking about bathrooms, and she kind of like slipped it in very cleverly. My God, it was good at the time.
Are you annoyed that she has better jokes than you?
No, absolutely not. That's not true.
That hasn't really hit you yet. Oh yeah, totally, 100%.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I. That's
Although I've been a bit slack in the
joke game.
The joke game, or the sketch idea department. Okay. I haven't got any.
Hey, it's all right, Michael. You take your time.
I've been busy.
But because she came up to me at Oztag, your girlfriend, and she's like, "Remind Michael to tell you my joke." And I was like, "Okay, all right." I've been waiting all weekend for it. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I can't wait to hear this joke. And I tell you what, pretty lame. I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
I've been telling a joke recently at school because I love a few one-liners, and I tell the students, like, if you got any good one-liners, let me know.
Yeah.
Kids love orphan jokes. Don't know why. Every joke they tell is like a dark humor orphan joke.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know why.
Have you got one?
Maybe they don't like their parents or
Maybe
something.
you're just not a very good teacher.
Maybe they think I'm an orphan. They're trying to get to me. But I always pull out the one I've really enjoyed lately because it always gets a good reaction is I think people that sell meat are disgusting, but people who sell greens are grosser.
Okay, yeah, nice.
That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's quick, smart.
But it always has a little like, like a little like, it takes a second and then it hits and they just smile and they're like, that's bad.
That's bad. Oh, I like that. That stinks. Yeah.
I kind of just want to see what this sounds like next to the mic. Okay. It's just a match lighting.
I reckon that sound really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what it tastes like.
Really, really
hopefully
nice.
The smoke alarms don't go off.
Well, we speaking of Thursday Oztag,
yep.
You played in front of all your students.
Yeah, so I did a placement at a nearby... Oh, no, it wasn't a placement. I worked there for a term.
You worked there? Yeah.
I worked there for a term, and the students that I taught were playing Oztag in the men's comp that we are, because they're all like 18 now.
And they saw your nose.
But they saw my septum piercing.
Oh, sir, what the hell?
They're like, what? It's the biggest deal to like, even year 12 kids, when anything new happens to like a teacher, like a haircut, or you wear a different coloured shirt to school one day. Sure. It is the biggest deal in the world. When it got out that I was going to the UK next year,
big deal.
Kids I didn't know knew by third period after I'd told kids in first period, and it was like every kid in the school was come up to me, they're like, "Oi, bruv."
Oi, sir.
They were doing all the...
Hello, mate.
Hello,
How
mate.
are you?
Would you like a cup of tea with some crumpets?
Yeah, hello,
and they were all doing British accents to me for like a 2 week straight.
You're like,
it was really funny. But for some reason,
that.
Kids they love gossiping.
Yeah.
I think at a young age, you're learning, like, a lot of learning is social for teenagers.
Yeah.
And so any chance they get to gossip or talk about someone, it's funny.
Hello, mate.
Especially being like the young male teacher too. Everyone everyone kind of...
I feel like being a teacher is very much like an iceberg. You have to be like, you have to show 10% of yourself.
Yeah.
And 90% is obviously underwater and hidden away.
Yeah, definitely. You can't...
Not that they're going to pay you out about it, but it's like, you can't show much of your self.
Yeah. Like there's things I talk about on here that I'm like, I probably wouldn't mind if they heard it, but like I don't say anything on here that I wouldn't like think kids already know. Yeah. But if like say you talk about, like kids, they're 16 and they might be talking about drinking on the weekend. And I'm like, I don't care that you're drinking on the weekend as long as you're being kind of safe about it or whatever. Like if you reported every single thing like that, then you'd be swamped with having to just write reports for things that aren't really hurting anyone. Like, 16-year-olds drink. I don't know any 16-year-olds that didn't drink.
Wow. So you promoting underage drinking?
No, not quite. But like, there's certain things teenagers do that are just inevitable.
Yes.
But
that's a good way.
When you chime into that conversation, you're like, guys, I get it. Like, trust me, I know I was 16 once, but can we not talk about it in class? They're like, "Sir, did you drink when you were 16? I'm like, yeah, everyone did. What are you talking about? They're so surprised that you're human.
Well,
that's weird.
I think I don't remember much from school when it came to under. I know they taught us a lot, but it wasn't so much from, at least from our school, it wasn't so much of a, hey, don't do it. It's more like, okay, if you're gonna do it, do this, do it safely, do that.
Yeah,
I think that's where they And I think that's so much.
I think they know it's
so much better
Oh yeah.
than just going, "Hey, don't
Yeah.
do it." It's like, no, it's gonna happen. Just teach people how to be proper about it.
Like abstinence isn't an effective birth contraception.
Yeah.
Like kids are gonna, like not kids, but like young adults are gonna end up having sex. And I feel like teach them how to do it safely instead of, It was just recently actually, I'm not going to go into too many details, but I heard a lot of misinformation about STDs coming from
Aren't they STIs now, Michael?
Yeah, STIs, whatever. But coming from a group of students within my class.
Yeah.
And at the end, I was like, look guys, you're only 16 and you're talking about this quite loudly about someone in this class, like your friend. Let me just fill you in on what you had wrong and also let you know that you can go to the doctor by yourself. You don't need parent approval now, like you're 16, whatever. And I just kind of filled them in on all these details and they were like, wow, we didn't know this.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's weird how they don't know that.
Isn't this what sex ed's meant to be teaching you, that like you can seek help and where to find it and stuff like that?
But it's all giggles and stuff.
But it's weird. Like they don't listen to it until it applies to them. Because like they would have been sitting in PE learning sex ed, being like, this doesn't apply to me yet, so I don't really care. Or like, I'm not going to get an STI, so why would I care?
Yeah.
And they don't know anything past the obvious of like wear a condom or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when they actually need help, they're like, fuck, what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah.
And they were looking all their symptoms up online. And I'm like, for starters, that's what you don't do. And I suggest going to a professional.
Just go to a professional.
Instead of listening to your two friends that don't know shit either. And then they were like,
those two fucking
they started laughing at that. And they were like, yeah, it's probably accurate. Hey?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Teaching's good. Teaching's quite rewarding.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the Am I the Arsehole thing now?
Yeah. So
hang on. Let me
there's a little bit to unpack.
Is it long? Is it a long thing?
Oh, not super. But
Not
we can drag it out. You know, we got 10 minutes left of the recording.
But we have to give her advice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether she is the arsehole.
So we're going to tell Catherine whether she is the arsehole.
So you've read it? You've obviously read it.
Yes, I'll bring it up right this second.
Okay.
Can you pander?
I can pander. So if you had to, have you decided what she is? Is she the arsehole in this situation?
I have a pretty good idea, but I think it's an interesting little, little
is
thing.
it like a moral thing?
Anyway.
Is it a moral compass?
It's a mixture. Hang on. I was like, where is it? But I'm on the wrong account. I'm on MOB_Y_dick. That's my Instagram. Follow me, please.
What's that?
Just a girl I'm seeing.
Your Instagram is a girl you're seeing?
Moby Dick.
Nice.
Moby Dick. She's
Did your hair
big.
always go that way? Was it
Yeah, I used to always push it to the right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so here it is.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So,
yes.
Here we go.
Okay, are you ready?
Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm waiting for you.
So I said, she told me about it, and I said, I'm intrigued. Please tell.
Okay.
And she said, basically, myself and 5 of my friends planned a trip to Chicago.
Chicago, the Windy City.
My first question is Chicago a place that people in America just go visit for the weekend?
Well, Chicago's in Michigan, so it's close to her.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I know in David Dobrik's vlogs, it was a thing that they often went to Chicago. I have no idea where Chicago is.
I know where it is. It's close to where she is. It's like saying...
I thought it was near New York.
Yeah, it is. That's where... Well, it's sort of
New York's not in Michigan.
No, well, it's near there. It's like the top right-hand side of the...
Okay, right. Okay.
And then I'm assuming it's the same as like
I would...
If you were from Wollongong, you'd be going to Sydney. You know what I mean? It's like outside the city.
Right.
The big city.
Okay, so Chicago...
That's what I'm assuming, though. I'm not American.
Is it gusty? Is that why it's called the Windy City?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I think so.
Anyways, 5 friends, Catherine included. No, 5 friends and Catherine going to Chicago. It's a 2-night trip that we planned probably back in September because we all have work and school, and finding a time that works for everyone was nearly impossible.
Gotcha.
The trip is scheduled for this weekend, and last weekend, one of the friends / co-workers, because they all work together, tested positive for COVID.
Oh no!
We hadn't been around here, so we weren't. We hadn't been around her, so we weren't exposed. But her 10 days since getting COVID aren't up until after the trip.
Okay.
While it definitely sucks and we feel bad, the other 5 of us are still going.
Yep.
My COVID friend is offended that we are going without her and thought we were going to cancel the whole trip. Okay?
Yes.
But if it was me and I tested positive, I would be really sad to miss the trip, but I wouldn't expect them to cancel. So, is Catherine and her friends the assholes? No.
No way. Are you kidding me?
No way. Your friend.
If like
that's some unrealistic expectations.
It's like if someone got sick before a holiday and they expect everybody to not go on the holiday, no. It's not her fault. I get it. It sucks, but it's like too bad. Like
yeah,
I'm not
like, nah, mate,
I'm
you're
not
diseased.
losing out money on this as well. Like
yeah,
I'm
they're probably
completely healthy.
They could have booked things. They might have had flights. You know, I don't know how far they are. They could have driven. Who knows?
If that one COVID friend can get all their money back, then that's good. But
like, it's no one else's problem. Even I would say this about my closest friends or family or relationships. It's not anyone's problem that I'm going through something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they might be there to support, but it's like it's not Catherine and her friends' fault that or like they're not arseholes. I think your friend just has unrealistic expectations, and she probably just has FOMO.
I think she has FOMO. It sucks, but it's like I wouldn't be angry at people. Like if I couldn't go somewhere, like bro, just go without me. Like, I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on that.
I feel like I often do this where it's like I can't come to that date. Like I'm not free that date if something's being organized, but everyone else is in the group. So why would we look for another date? Just go. I'll miss out. Like it's just a fact of life. Sometimes you miss out on things.
It just kind of sucks because it's not.
Get your friend to listen to this.
It's not her friend's fault, I think. It's just the suckish part.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't doing anything wrong. She just got over it.
It's not like she has other commitments that came up. It's just like a shitty situation where you get sick.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like you're not allowed to go.
It's like hurting yourself the day before.
Yeah.
You know, like say you played soccer or footy.
Yeah, say you rolled
whatever.
your ankle and you couldn't go on holiday.
Oztag,
and it's like, well, that's unfortunately your fault. But
unfortunate, but yeah, like no one else's problem.
Yeah. I wouldn't really like if my friend was like, oh, you guys can't go. No, I'm going.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. It's like a friend of ours hurt himself when we were on a trip, like nearly 2 years ago now.
Oh,
he never once
said, is this at Japan? Yeah.
He never once said, hey, you guys can't leave.
Yeah.
He was like, just continue on your holiday. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have much choice. We had tossed up whether it was best option to like stay with him to help, and like some of us were going to do that, but you could see that he really didn't want us. He didn't really do, and the parents also didn't want that. They were like, we'll come, like just yeah. And he was only going to be like a day or two by himself, I think, anyway, so it was okay.
Yeah, I think the time that we left Japan or left
the place
Hakuba, which is where we were in Japan. His dad was in like the next evening. So
his dad was in like,
he only had like
at least another day.
24 to 36 hours by himself. So
yeah,
he's a grown boy.
He's a grown boy.
And he had a cute nurse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cute nurse. Yeah. And then remember when he wrote out that was so funny. Not to go into too many details, but we will anyways. Basically, obviously we're in a Japanese hospital, and they had a little tablet there that you can like translate stuff.
Yeah.
So Stephen was, as a joke, because he had...
Stephen's our friend that was injured.
Our friend was injured. He hadn't done a number 2 in a little while.
Yeah.
So he was like, I wonder what that is in Japanese. So like he typed it out and then, it says it.
We're all just joking, like in his room with him.
Joking with it. And then the nurse came up and was like, oh, how's everything going? Yeah, good. Grabbed the iPad and then went like, oh shit. And she opens it and then she starts giggling. And then Stephen got really embarrassed. Was like, oh, it's okay. Like, oh, don't worry. And then she started laughing a little bit and we're all like, oh gosh. Yeah. So, it
was very funny.
That was very funny.
Yeah.
Don't joke around with that. But Catherine, you are an asshole for going.
Absolutely.
And a really bad person.
How was the Windy City? Let us know.
The Windy City.
The Windy City.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's close. I'm almost certain Chicago's in Michigan.
I have no clue about American geography.
I'm going to take a fat
I know California and Florida are on the right.
Yep.
They're on the East Coast. And then I couldn't tell you what's on the left.
Chicago.
What's on the left? What's like the biggest state on the left-hand side?
What do you mean left-hand? What?
Is that where California is?
California? California's on the left.
What's on the right?
New York and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Stuff like that.
Oh, bro, Chicago's in Illinois, but I'm pretty sure it's around there somewhere.
I don't know.
Does that narrow it down? Michael, you know where Illinois is, right?
When I get ill, I'm quite annoyed that I can't go to things.
Shut up.
But I don't blame my friends for it.
Oh.
Wow.
So, all right, let me show you a map. So there's Illinois. So Chicago's like right there.
It's like kind of in the
And
middle.
I'm pretty sure Michigan's like the next
right
state
above
over.
it. I
Like
think
that one there.
I think it might border Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Makes sense?
Can you see the big lake in Michigan from there?
Yeah, you
Or
can
is
see
it not?
Lake Michigan, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
Like the whole state is a lake.
What?
That's why they call it Lake Michigan.
How is she living in it then?
Catherine lives on a boat. It's a floating city.
I knew it. That's so dumb. Shut up.
Okay. Well, I think this is a good place to end the podcast.
Do you
It
want
might
to
be like,
or did
might
you
be
want
like,
to talk about digital copies?
oh yeah. So I graduated uni in July.
Congratulations,
Officially.
Michael.
Thank you. So did you. Congratulations, Sean.
Yeah.
Clap for both of us. We're both great and smart. We got degrees now.
And handsome.
And yes.
Now that we've
got a
Now that
haircut.
you've got a haircut.
So both graduated. I opted out of my graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
Because all my friends graduated the year before me, basically.
Yeah.
I wasn't graduating with anyone that I was close with or like knew from uni really. And so I just opted for to just receive my certificate and not go to a ceremony.
Yeah.
I'm not big on that sort of thing anyway. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really bother me. But I've had digital copies of my graduation certificates for like months now, since July actually.
Yeah.
And I only just got the
physical
copies in the mail.
Yeah.
They've been so slow to send them out.
Yeah.
It's been so annoying. But getting them today and seeing them and feeling them and like having it tangible.
It's an expensive piece of paper, isn't
It's
it?
so different. It's so different than a digital copy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like-
so much better.
It hits so different feeling something.
Yeah. I'm going to frame mine, like put it somewhere because it's important.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It was an expensive piece of paper. You know how much that thing cost me? A lot of money.
for like close to $40,000.
I don't even want to talk about it, Mike. I don't even want
Yeah, so it feels different.
It's
though.
great.
But
Well-
it got me thinking. Paper copies are so much nicer.
so much nicer. But
So much nicer.
I remember I was talking to a mate of ours whose friend did, I think, construction or something at uni. And he did a thesis, and their uni, get this, prints out their thesis for them and puts it in like a nice booklet for them to keep.
Wow.
I'm like, that's hectic.
That's
like,
cool.
submitting it and then getting it back in like a nice, something to keep, because you worked all year on it.
Maybe I went to a stingy uni, but my uni would never do
My
that.
uni didn't do it either.
Well, they wouldn't ever do that.
He went to Western Sydney.
Right. Okay.
And I went to Wollongong, and they never did that for us. And I was like, what? But I was pretty much in the same boat as you. I didn't opt out of graduation. They just haven't had it yet because of COVID.
Yeah.
But I got mine. I don't know, like about a month or two ago. So much better because you
Yeah.
have it there on the TV screen. You're like, oh, I'm not doing well, like on your laptop. You're like, oh, look, cool. There's my thing.
Yeah,
Nice.
there it
But
is.
then when you get it, you're like, cool. This is a nice
this
piece
is
of paper
this is
right here.
Nice. Yeah.
And then you're really
cool, hey?
worried you're going to spill something on it or anything. But yeah, it's a nice little piece of paper and we'll send it. Got your little name on it. But yes, digital copies
Digital copies just are so inferior.
are lame.
You don't.
Well, it's the thing with like...
with everything though, like writing things commits to your memory like 90%
Oh,
of
so much better.
what you put on paper in short term, and then if you reproduce it or replicate it or use that knowledge, it goes in your bank for like a year or so. Like even if you don't use it regularly, like you'll remember what you wrote down.
You got to rewrite.
Typing,
stuff.
you don't get it.
Typing,
You don't get it.
know.
I think the biggest mistake that the school system made was thinking you replace pen and paper with computers rather than use them as like a research tool in conjunction with pen and paper.
Yeah. Pen and paper is so much better.
I'll just put it there because kids don't remember shit these days and they're not learning anything.
Yeah. Pen and paper, I remember there was an exam I had, a modern history one, where we got given the essay question and we had to write it in like 40 minutes.
Yep.
So we already had it. And I had my essay written. And I remember the night before, I was like, I'm just going to time myself and I'll write it again. And then that'll be my study done. And I reread it. And I was like, all right, cool, sweet. And then the next day, it just all came out.
It was there.
So easy.
It was
Bang.
there.
I
Yeah.
expanded it, wrote it all out, done. And I got like 18 out of 20 or something. And I was like, sweet. That's all it needs. You just need to rewrite it as many times.
I had a few uni exams where you were allowed to take 1 page of handwritten notes. And if you take the time to handwrite your notes on a page to take in with you, I found that I didn't even look at it
You didn't
because I could just remember what I had written down before the exam. Like if I typed that up, I would be referring back to it all the time and spending half my time producing an answer that I already should have known if I handwrote it. But yeah, handwrite, like just physical things are so much better for
It's a pain, but you do learn so much more.
When you if you think about like a human history timeline, right? We've had computers for maybe less than 100 years. We've had computers for 70 years, 70, 80.
Computers we've had less than 30.
No, computers.
Like personal computers.
Oh, like personal computers, yeah.
The first computers
way
would
less
have been
than. But like the military were using computers and
probably
stuff.
Probably in
whatever.
the 1950s.
Yeah. But
so like 70 years, yeah.
So personal computers, we haven't had human like or modern technology has advanced so quickly that we haven't had time to adapt.
Ooh,
if you think of how long it took between like the first man that rode a horse to the first man that pulled a horse with a carriage, there would have been hundreds of years, probably.
Yeah.
Between like riding a horse and then getting it to pull a carriage, right?
You reckon?
Oh, must have been.
Probably.
Because I don't know, like, you know,
no historian.
wheel technology. What came first, the horse or the wheel? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe 100 years.
Yeah.
But humans have been around for like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, like tens of thousands.
Been a while.
But think of like that last 30 years with PCs. We haven't had time to adapt our brains and our body to the sort of work that we do now, which is sit down and do nothing.
Sit down, do nothing. Yeah, pretty much.
It's like...
Well, even like I went to...
Incredible useful tools, but it's making people dumb.
I went to a nightclub on the weekend and I bought my ticket online.
Yeah.
And I obviously had it on my phone, but it's still so stressful, like turning up and you only have your phone and the ticket's there. And like, what if I drop my phone or what if it dies? Even though it's on 70%, but like, it's still just scary. And like having it physically there is just a little bit better.
I didn't take my wallet out on Saturday.
Yeah.
I usually always do for that same reason, but I didn't. I decided to gamble. It went okay.
I've done a few of those.
But if something happened to my phone, like if it smashed beyond usability, I couldn't check in. I wouldn't be able to pay for things. I would be stranded. I had no forms of ID.
You couldn't transfer any money to any account.
No, you'd be completely screwed. I'd have to walk home from the city.
Literally everything in that little device there.
Yeah.
I've been on nights out where I didn't bring my wallet as well. I'm waiting for that one time where it goes bad, and I'm always bringing my wallet.
Yeah.
So far it's been okay, but I'm just waiting for that time where it's like that's it.
Yeah. I know if you have a case, you just put your license and your credit card or your FPOS card behind your case.
Yeah.
And so you're carrying those two.
Just in case. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name's Michael.
My name's Sean.
You can follow the Young Crumbs podcast on Instagram at the Young Crumbs podcast. No underscores, no spaces, no dots. I stuffed that order around and it completely screwed me.
You can follow me on Instagram at MOBY_Dick. That's Moby Dick.
Yep.
Sean, your Instagram is?
Sean_Wool99. Thank you for listening to the Young Crumbs podcast.
It's been episode 76.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.